G'day, g'day, g'day. Welcome to Aussievision. This is Craig here, and I am joined tonight by two very special guests. We have Marcus and Martinus, who are representing Sweden at Eurovision this year.
Hi guys,
G'day, boys. How's it going?
all good. We're ready for Eurovision. We're actually at home now, and we haven't been here since right before we won Melodifestivalen. So it's nice to have some few days off.
Looks nice and cold up there. Aren't you guys coming into summer?
Well, yeah, as you said, it's pretty cold, but the snow is starting to fade away now, finally. So I think we'll get summer around the start of June, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect timing to come up to the contest. How are preparations going for the contest? Are you feeling ready? You've got rehearsals coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we haven't practiced that much right now because we've been so busy traveling around for the pre-parties. But yeah, when we're going down to Malmö, we're going to practice a lot, prep, and do all those stuff. And yeah, we kind of feel ready already, you know. So yeah, the pre-parties, is kind of a practice as well with the doing the songs and the dancing as well. But now we're gonna make the staging and everything sit together for Malmö. So it's gonna be so cool. Yeah.
So good to hear. Guys, I'd like to take a step back and talk about you guys and how you've worked together. I know that if you put me with my brother in a room and asked him to do something together, it would be a disaster. So I guess, how do you guys work together? How do you find working with each other? And I guess, what's the best thing and the worst thing for each of you about working with the other?
As you said, we do have these small fights every day, just like any other we're not brothers perfect. And sisters. But I think we've gotten used to it. We've been working together for so long, so we know that when we are together doing this, like interviews on stage and stuff like that, we know it's work. We have to stay professional, but of course, we have times where we're not so professional and fight a little bit. But I guess that's how it is being in the family together.
Yeah. What's the like most difficult thing you find about working with each other?
Well, I don't know. We work pretty well together. We've been doing it since we were 10 years old. So it's kind of like I don't know. We're kind of maybe that we're too honest with each other when something
Yeah.
is bad. Like you really suck right now. This is not good at all. You know. I can say that in the studio to him. Like does that. This is not good at all. Yeah. But at the same time, then we also we want everything we do to be as best as possible. I'm not ever saying that because I want to make his self confidence go down. It's just because I want us to be up there all the time. So that's kind of the good thing. I can tell everything I want to my brother because he understands that I just want us to be the best as possible.
So good to hear, like lifting each other up rather than bringing each other down. We always love to hear that. You
Well,
guys,
first down and then up.
yeah, always the U shape.
Yeah.
Guys, you started so young as musicians and as artists, and working in this industry. It's such a hard industry. So, how have you found like growing up in the spotlight? Like, has that been a challenge for you?
Yeah, it hasn't always been easy for us, of course, because it's such a hard being an artist is much more difficult than people think. It's a lot of hard work and priorities and yeah, etc. So yeah, but it's all worth it in the end. What we've been uh, uh, what's the word for it? I don't know. What we've been doing, people are not going to experience. Yeah, experience in their whole
Yeah,
life. We're so lucky to do what we do. Having European tour, concerts, being in Eurovision. It's all worth it in the end. So yeah, hard work pays off.
absolutely has in your case, guys. What led you, I guess, obviously you're from Norway, you're currently at home in Norway. What led you to sort
Yeah.
of try out the Sweden this year and obviously last year as well? You've done it twice. What led you to make that
Yeah.
jump? It's not a long jump, but it's across the border nonetheless.
Well, if you look at the legacy Sweden has, it's kind of a long jump. But everything happens for a reason. We think we've been after Corona working a lot in Sweden. So for us at that time, the perfect timing was to do it in Sweden. We were way more relevant at that time in Sweden than in Norway as well. So I think if we did it in Norway, I think it would be a less chance for us winning than in Sweden as well. So Yeah, we have just been working so much in Sweden. We're kind of based in Sweden for the last few years now because we're signed to Universal Music Sweden. Our
Mhm.
music management is there and everything. So yeah, it just felt right for us to do it there.
That makes perfect sense. And obviously, you've done this twice now. You tried out with Air last year, and you've got your song this year. Have you noticed a difference, or have you learned anything from your first opportunity to the second one this year?
Yes, of course. First time we joined Melody Festival, it was like we couldn't believe how big everything was. It's the biggest thing in Sweden, so
Mm.
we weren't kind of like prepared for it. But when we've done it once, we knew what we were going to join. And when we did it for the second time, and it was crazy. We were prepared. We did the song as best as possible for the show. We did it for Eurovision, and it worked out well. And yeah, we're ready for to perform in Eurovision.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it's such an special year, an important year. You've got 50th anniversary of ABBA winning, and of course, it's being hosted in Malmö this year. Do you feel pressure to sort of represent Sweden on home soil?
Of course, that's not the only thing because Sweden won last year, and we're also first out in Eurovision, which last time Sweden were first out, it was Diggiloo Diggiley, which was also a pretty good song, did pretty well.
I do
So
remember,
I would say,
yeah.
yeah. So I would say it's a pressure there, but we're so excited, and we love to play football as well. And in football, you always have a little bit of pressure in you, and I think it's just a good thing. So yeah, we're super excited to be first out and open up the show. And yeah, we're gonna bring the club to Malmo.
Yeah, I can't think of a better act to go on kick off the show. Do you
Oh,
feel
thank you.
any uh, do you feel any like pressure or difficulty about starting off the show? It is obviously a big responsibility, and obviously we had the change this year where people will be able to vote from the opening of the show. How did you feel when that was drawn out of the hat?
Well, we haven't actually really thought about it. We focus a lot on what we're going to do on the stage, and of course, it's pressure because we're going to start the whole Eurovision. So yeah, we're just preparing and practicing. We're going to bring the party to Malmö, so we're going to do our best. But I remember Martinus first said that, "Oh no, I don't want to be first out." I don't know if it was the nerves or anything, but we talked about this, and I just said it's a good thing. Everybody's ready and excited when you're first out. So I think it's a very good thing. So yeah, very excited.
And at the end of the day, a good song is a good song. You guys have a great song, and it's going to do well from
Thank,
anywhere.
thank you.
Um, I guess after this experience, obviously we've got the show coming up in May, and no matter how you do, I'm sure you guys are gonna have a sort of very memorable and very career building experience. When you look back, if you can imagine yourself in, say, June or July, what do you want to look back and have gotten out of the Eurovision experience moving forward?
Ooh, good question. I would just say, that it's been so much work right now. I just want to look back and think that, oh my God, what big memories this is, being on the biggest stage ever, biggest song competition ever. And I really hope that when we're on stage for these 2 minutes and 50 seconds, we can just forget everything and enjoy the moment, because that's why we do music, to be on this big stage and sing for the people, hearing them sing our songs. So I just hope that we feel very happy and proud of ourselves after being on the stage, and also getting to represent Sweden, which is one of the biggest countries when it comes to Eurovision.
Absolutely, absolutely. Boys, you've been at the pre-parties as well, and you've mentioned that you've done a few performances over the last couple of weeks. You've also had the opportunity to meet some of the other artists who are competing this year. How's that been, and who is your favorite artist to hang out with at the pre-parties, and who are you looking forward to spending time with in Malmo?
It's we have had some few minutes with them. The pre-parties are busy time, so it's like we catch them in when they have like sound check or anything. So we haven't like sit down and actually talked with them. But I think it will be easier when we get to Malmö, because then we're gonna be there together, and then we actually can hang with them and
Yeah.
be there backstage talking, having fun. And I think that's where the great time and memories will come, and when we really get to know them.
Yeah, of course. Are you guys going to be doing anything else while you're in Malmo, or will it just be rehearse, rehearse, rehearse?
Yes. Yeah, we are of course going to rehearse, but we're also actually going to watch it's a cup final.
Swedish cup final in football, which is going to be the 1st of May. So that's going to be exciting.
That's exciting. It'll be like a way to take a few hours away from what's going to be a very stressful week, I imagine.
Yeah, I think it's important, to connect off.
Yeah. Do you think it is like, are you worried about the pressure cooker of rehearsal week? And obviously there's this intense attention on you for the whole time. Is that something you're worried about? But obviously, or you're pretty sure you can handle it?
No, we can handle it. It's been a lot of pressure on us the last few weeks, and a lot of interviews asking about the pressure. But we're all good. We feel good, and we feel ready as well.
I think it's very important for us and as artists that we don't think about what everyone else is saying, but just focus on ourselves and what we want to do, what we like to do. So that's why it's so important to just forget everyone when you're on that stage and just remember why you're on that stage. It's because you love to sing, you love to perform.
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry for being one more interviewer asking about the pressure then.
No,
boys,
it's a part of the Eurovision. Come on, it's the world's biggest competition. So
it's
yeah,
such a
no
big
worries.
stage, but such a big privilege and such a big opportunity to be there as well, I'm sure. Boys, our
Yeah.
time is short. I did want to ask one last question. We are Aussievision, the biggest fan site down here in Australia. So, of course, I've got to ask, have you ever visited us down here in Australia? Do you have any plans to in the future?
We have a fun fact because we were supposed to go on a world tour in 2020, but
Mhm.
then COVID came, and one of the places we were supposed to go to were Australia. But since then, we haven't got the chance yet. So hopefully during the next year or two, we really want to go there. But we are very scared of spiders, and we know you have big
And
spiders.
sharks.
Oh, it's not the spiders you got to worry about, mate. It's the snakes and the drop bears and the other stuff as well.
Thank you.
No, boys,
Thank
that's
you.
just to make you nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. It's very
Yeah,
nice.
not
Weather's
mate.
great. Boys,
yeah.
I'm so grateful to you for making time to speak to us down here in Australia.
Of
We're so
course.
excited to see
Thank you for inviting us as well. It
Yeah,
means a
no,
lot.
thank you for making time, and we're so excited to see you on stage in a couple of weeks. Best of luck, and thanks again for making time. Cheers.
Thank you, Greg. Nice talking to you.